Okay, so this has been a long time coming. How's it going, guys? My name's Noah, and today's a good day because I just finished building these two bad boys right here. So I started this build a few months back when PewDiePie and T-Series were racing for 100 million, and today I finally got them ready to show off, and I couldn't be happier. I should note that these are the first guitars I've ever built, so they do have their flaws here and there, but I am really happy with how they turned out. As you can see here in the close-up, I made two different ones. I have a matte finish one and I have a more gloss finished one. Now I wanted to do both kinds because I didn't want to make two of the same and not be happy with it. I thought doing one of each would be the best call, but I think both of them look really good. So another thing I did for this guitar was that for the headstock design, I decided to make it shaped like bunny ears, and that's because Felix is always wearing those on his headset. And I thought that that would look better in this guitar than say a Brofist would, because of the way the guitar is shaped. It's shaped like a double cutaway, kind of like a Strat is, and I thought that that kind of just goes with it better. So this build wasn't without its difficulties. I think one of the most frustrating parts was just getting the black stripes on this. What I did to get these waves on here was I had to put on some painter's tape and cut out the wavy lines by hand. Now that doesn't sound overly difficult, but once you get about 4 deep or so, it becomes harder to make them all seem symmetrical as you keep going. But once you get them all on, and then it's time to peel them off, it's so satisfying to see it come off. Making these black waves, I found the whole build to not be so difficult. It was really just a lot of sanding and routering and just making sure things look good. But I think it's time to stop looking at it and start seeing how it sounds. So for the sound demo, I'm going to start by playing a little clean chord progression with some pick notes in between, then move on to some riffs, and then finally you'll see how it sounds in a full mix with everything kind of mixed together. Okay, so hopefully that was enough playing to really show off the tones that these things have. For anybody curious about how I got the tones for these guitars, I used the Neural DSP Pliny plugin, which is a software used for your computer in order to emulate an amp. And I used that plugin because I thought it could really show off how these guitars sound at both the clean and distorted tones. And I think these guitars sound great. I find the pickups are dynamic enough so they can play both clean and distorted tones very well. Personally, I like the clean tone more than the distorted tone for these guitars, But let me know what you think in the comments as well. And yes, I am giving both of these guitars away. I'd like to send one of these to Felix because he was the inspiration behind this whole idea, and I can't think of a better way to honor that than by giving him one of these guitars. You know, I've been watching his channel since probably around 2011 or 10, whenever he started playing Slenderman or The Walking Dead, and I've been subscribed ever since. And this is just my way of saying thank you to him for providing us all with so much content and probably a countless amount of laughs over the years. And he's also been a huge inspiration for me to start my own YouTube channel, because he started out as just some random Swedish guy playing horror video games in his kitchen, and you know, what is it, 10 years later he's now the biggest creator on the platform. So Felix, if you're watching, I really hope you'll accept this offer and take one of these guitars from me. And hopefully you'll enjoy playing it and maybe hang it up on your recording wall. And for those of you watching, I'm going to get into the details of this giveaway in just about a minute. But first I just want to go over a few things that separate this guitar from, say, a factory built one. The first flaw is that there is a little bit of buzzing that goes on when you play it. And I think I might have grounded something wrong when I was wiring this. I may have followed the wrong diagram, but I will get this checked out before I send this off. And secondly, they do have their bumps and bruises. I didn't have much working space for these. It's usually either outside or in a cramped space, so some mistakes happen. There's a few nicks on them. This one in particular, I drilled through where the pickups go in, and I kind of went through, but I covered it up with some screws and washers. Another thing with this guitar is that around the neck pocket, when I put in the neck, it was a little bit tight and the clear coat kind of peeled upward. So for this one, there's also a little bit of clear coat that's risen up around the neck pocket, and there's a little nick on the side right here, but that's the only cosmetic problem with this one. Now that I've mentioned the cosmetic issues with these guitars, I'd like to get into the giveaway details. If you want to win one of these guitars, you should first consider subscribing. You don't have to, it's not a prerequisite for winning. It's just, I'll be uploading this video next week sometime, so you don't want to miss when I do. Typically I find giveaway videos kind of boring because it's kind of like a lottery and it's all just based on luck, but I think I have a way of spicing it up. So if you want to get one of these guitars, all you have to do is roast me in the comments, and the best roast will get the guitar. Now the best roast doesn't mean I'm going to pick the most liked roast in the comments. You can say whatever you want, don't worry, I have thick skin, but keep in mind that the funniest one is going to win. One last thing before I end the video. I'd like for this guitar to go to somebody who's going to put it to good use. Or maybe somebody who's always wanted to learn but couldn't afford to buy one. Or maybe somebody who used to play but no longer does. I'm not saying I won't give it to somebody who has like a 5 guitar collection, but I'd like for this guitar to go to somebody who will really put it to good use and will be inspired to play more because of it. Also, if you want to hear more from these guitars, then check out my Instagram in the description below. I'll be posting some short clips every day or so, up until I give them away, so if you're interested in that, go check it out. And last but not least, if this video gets 1,000 likes, then I will buy PewDiePie's share because I kinda need a new one.